Hey everybody, what's going on? This is John here with another video for you where I wanted to talk to you about and show you about Google Keyword Planner. Now, for those of you that are out there that are looking for ways to create content and not really sure what to create content about, maybe you have like one or two words or keywords that you're thinking about creating, maybe a blog post for, or maybe some documentation for, or whatever, and you're not really sure, if it's going to do well in search, you really want to try to use the Google Keyword Planner. Now, in order to use it, they've kind of blended it in with their ad platform. So while you may not be ready to create ads, but if you are, this is kind of helpful as well. But if you just wanted to figure out, what's the search volume on certain keywords in a region or in an area or in a city, I highly suggest that you use this because one, it's free, and two, it's going to give you some really good data on how much people are actually looking for these certain keywords and whether or not it's worth it for you to create content around that. So with that being said, let me go ahead and show you how to use this so that way you can get started with it today.
Okay, so once you have looked into signing into Google Keyword Planner, the links will be in the video as well as in the description. But once you get there, it's going to bring you to this page where you can kind of sign in. And so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And once I do, it's going to bring me to the main dashboard area for the Keyword Planner. Okay, so now once I'm in here, I'm not really going to get into the plans that I kind of started to mess with earlier, but what I do want to show you is this part right here for the get search volume and forecast. If you wanted to figure out what keywords that you wanted to, maybe if you didn't have any ideas for keywords that you want to get into, you can use this section here, and maybe we'll create another video about that later. But for now, I wanted to focus on search volume and forecast. So once I click on that, it brings me to another window where I'm going to either type in or paste in some of the keywords I'm looking for. So for example, what I'm going to do is type in Orlando photographer, and then I'm going to hit get started. Now it takes a couple seconds for us to come up, and once it does, it gives me a forecast first. So saying from now through the next month what we're estimating to be, and we can see our toolbar up here. This is our plan name, that we can change the plan name to something else that's a little more familiar for this plan that we're going to create if we were going to go ahead and move this into an ad platform. The location is United States, and I can just hit this pencil and I can specifically say, hey, I want this to look up Orlando, and it's going to bring up a drop down. I'm going to choose Orlando, Florida, right? And saying a reach is about 10 million. So we're going to hit save, and it kind of shows me, actually before I hit save, shows me a map of what they've got for most of Orlando, and that's fine. I'm just going to hit save there. Okay, so I've got it set for Orlando, Florida. Not much has changed in terms of what the click rate or what the estimated click rates are going to be for forecast. But what I want to look at is the historical metrics, and let's spend a little bit of time there. So what we're seeing is an average monthly search between 1,000 and 10,000. It's not a number that I would look for. The variance of this between the two is pretty wide, and so it's not really telling me how good this keyword is. However, what I can look is that our top bid is about $1.85. Even though the competition may be ranked as high, for just Orlando photographers, at a top bid of $1.85, it's pretty inexpensive, if you will. Even in a high range of $4.50, depending on how we create our ad, we're looking at about anywhere between a budget of maybe per click $1.85 or $2 to $5, depending on whether we're going for impressions or we're going for clicks. But still, what I'm more concerned about is this average monthly search being between 1,000 and 10,000. I really would like to see something a little bit more defined so I can understand whether or not this is a good keyword for me to get into. So let's go back to forecast. This is probably where we'll probably spend more time, because we're looking at a time frame of between now and the next month, or the next month of December, from December 1st through December 31st, right? We're looking at about 66 clicks and about 1.9K, almost 2,000 impressions. Overall, we're looking at a daily budget of about $5.48. So while that may not be too bad, it all depends on what your budget is. Our click-through rate is about 3.4% is what they're estimating. This is probably where I want to put a hard stop on this, is saying that, okay, for 66 clicks at $5 a day, unless I'm converting, and each new conversion that I'm getting is going to be maybe, let's say, $50 to $100 per new customer, $5 a day isn't bad, right? If I'm getting at least one new customer a day, this is totally not bad at all. That's a fraction of what I'm spending. But again, we're only seeing 66 clicks. So that means 66 clicks out of we're looking at about 2,000 impressions of all the other photographers that are in my area. For me to look at hopefully getting 66 or a percentage of 66 clicks, that's pretty low, or that's pretty competitive, if you will. So I really want to look for something that has a bit more traffic for as general of keywords that Orlando photographers are. If you were doing something that was more niche and you saw 66 clicks, and in your area where probably you're one of the few people who provide this product or service, that's probably not bad, because chances are for those people that are looking, they're probably ready to buy because they know how rare it is to find somebody or find a business that is offering that product or service in that area. Okay, so it's something really that you want to consider. So now that that's done, maybe what I want to do is I'm going to hit this and then I'm going to hit remove, and we're going to start over with a new keyword. So let's do a new keyword, physical therapy. And let's see what that looks like. All right. So for physical therapy, we've got a lot more clicks. We got over 10,000 clicks and over 400,000 impressions, right? Our daily budget, if we were going to be aggressive with this one, would look like about a little over $2,500 a day, right? And so obviously we can scale that however that we want to, or low or high that we want to try to get a share of this. But we're seeing an average click-through rate of about 2.4%, cost per click about $2. Per click. So that's not too bad. So if you had a budget, let's say a daily budget of about $20, you probably would see some pretty good traffic that is targeted specifically for physical therapy within Orlando, Florida. Average, we're looking at, and this is forecast. We're looking for December. If we look at historical metrics on this one, we're looking at between 100,000 and 1 million for the average monthly searches on this. So sticking back to the forecast, this is probably a good bet for us to go ahead and to create content on, because obviously there's plenty of people that are looking for physical therapy within the Orlando area. We're looking at about over 400,000 impressions, or over 430,000 impressions. So that's pretty good. So again, if you wanted to just kind of figure out what keywords were worth it for you to create content for, this is a really good tool for you to use. Again, it's free from Google, so as long as you have a Gmail account, you're able to use this. So if you have any suggestions or you have any questions about this, certainly let me know. But check it out, try it out for yourself, and let me know your results. And then until then, I'll see you in the next video.